Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Porcelain Piggy and today we're going to Geeking Out. And believe me, I'm not going to make it easy for myself. This event happened in January. You're going to be seeing this in February, but I gave myself a $40 budget because I have been spending way too much on Furbies this January. So I had to roll it back and limit my purchases. Even though it's really hard because this event has some amazing vendors and the prices are actually pretty fair. And already starting, El Coyote was already tempting me with this Furby, but I had to pass initially because I wanted to look at everything before I move forward. Mostly with such a tight budget of 40 bucks, I wanted to be able to see all my options and then make a decision. I purposely chose not to dig in bins, mostly like those $4, $6, $5 bins. I was choosing not to dig on them for the first round because I knew that if I started digging, my entire budget was gonna go in the bins. I was just gonna find some amazing piece that I would love, but no. And then moved on to the second room. And the second room, we had Sergeant Slaughter doing some signatures. It was $60 for a signature. I think it was like $90 for a combo with like a photo. It looked really cool. I considered it, but I was like, no, moving on. Honestly, because I had a tight budget, I was sticking to it. So sorry, Sergeant Slaughter. I'll get you next time, though. He was such a nice guy. So going in, my main game plan pretty much is search one round Furby items while recording. Second round, no recording, more focused, and then we'll be more open to other things. The first round is scouting for Furby items. I wanted to have my full 40 just in case I needed to drop it in one single Furby item. And if the item was really good, I might even dip into my additional budget that was for getting a signature from my brother from Mr. Larry Kenny. And I quickly fell into a temptation of spending it because I found Calling Yo Exists booth, and last time that's the only thing I think I picked up from Geeking Out because I love his designs, they're so sick. I didn't want to waste his time because I knew I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have a $40 budget. His work is worth so much more than that, and it's worth every single penny because it's so amazing. So check it out if you haven't. So I moved on. I had to, but I do want to pick up another piece from him because they're so cool. I had mainly just done the perimeter of the third room because it was really hard to get in the middle. It was very crowded. There were a lot of really cool shops next to each other, but it was really hard, kind of competitive in a way, to get in there. But everybody was extremely polite, extremely nice, and extremely respectful. So it wasn't really competitive per se. It was just a little of a tight squeeze. Just like last year, this year they also had the McFarlane booth and they had set up a beautiful Batman garage. And with that, we moved into the middle room one more time to see the things that were closer to like the entrance that I hadn't gone to because it was a little crowded initially, but I did get a chance to see afterwards. It's kind of like you'll be going from room to room multiple times, but you get to see different booths based on how busy they are, which is pretty cool. And with that, it was time to go make some choices. There was a little one that had been haunting me since the beginning. And so we took some damage, but it was so worth it. Let's get a Furby POB. And then back to the hunt because we still have $37 burning a hole in our pocket. Also spotted a Furbaka, but hay dos en casa, so we're keeping that one there. We didn't see this last time, but this time they have some really cool artists too that were doing commissions. And shortly after that, I fell into the bins and began to dig. And also found this really cool setup. Honestly, I'm like, they're literally living in a diode. That was so cool. So one of the booths that caught my eye here is this one, and the name of those figures are Operation Monster Force. It's my first time seeing them. They were having a collaboration with Big Bad Toy Stores. I'm wondering if it's like always available there, but they had this one figure right here that you could only pre-order it at this show. They will put it in your Big Bad Toy Store pre-order list, and then they'll charge you later on. They also had some of the other ones that were gonna be released in fall time, while others are currently available in Big Bad Toy Store. I did pick up a sticker and put a Furby for comparison. I believe this is the set that's gonna be released in fall time, so we're getting a sneaky peeky of it, and they actually look really, really cool. Again, I tripped and slipped into a bin and kind of dug around for a bit, but didn't find anything that I was looking for. My wallet got lucky with that bin. But soon it was not. As soon as I turned, I found them. It was Temptation Nation. There's all the Godzillas, and they're so cute. So many bootlegs. So many silly looking boys. They're hard to resist. But although it was my second round, it was my first time going through that stretch, so I wanted to see it all before I made a purchase. I turned around and this one was equally as tempting. But I knew these guys were not in my budget. Then I saw this silly guy and they told me he was $8, so I took him with me. And then we turned around to get his friend. And with that, we're down to our last $4. Although I found so many different options to spend my little $4, nothing was really catching my eye, so I just continued to just vibe and enjoy the show. On my way out, I found this booth that had a gaggle of Godzillas and a bunch of other bootlegs and just vintage items. I really wish I would have seen it earlier, but I think it had been crowded when I came in, so I just completely overlooked it. But it has some really amazing pieces. Something about this Batman, I think it's the size. It looks so good. I'm gonna keep an eye for one, and if I still had the budget, I would have totally snatched these two. And with that, I headed outside and they had this booth of scare bears. I wasn't a big fan, but to each their own. And with that, I called it quits, headed out, and still had some money to get a treat. Let me know, were you able to go to Geeking Out as well? And if you did, what did you pick up? Put it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!